by the end of this call, I want one of two things to occur, right? One, I don't provide you enough value during this call, and in which case, I want you to tell me to fuck off. Just straight up say, Lionel, you don't know what you're talking about. Just fuck off. You don't, just stop what you're doing, right? Now, in the event that I provide outstanding value to you, I want a fire testimonial, right? So the way I run these calls is I attempt to just spew out so much value to where I deserve a testimonial, and it's binary. It's either or. It's not like, oh, he kind of provided some value to me, so I'll give him a testimonial just to be nice. No, if I do not provide you enough value to where you are compelled to give me a fire testimonial, just tell me to fuck off. Okay?
I respect it.
Is that fair?
It's fair.
Perfect. Now, we had a conversation a couple of days ago. Please excuse me. I do have a couple of these conversations going on, so I do forget. Please just run me down your current situation as far as your coaching business, my man.
So, I mean, there is, I don't have many followers. I'm not really coaching anybody. I have a free client that I'm working with for a testimonial, but outside of that, I don't have any solid clients. We were talking about my ICP. I think I can make that more clear. I've been trying to make it as clear as possible, but I think I can make it more clear. Content-wise, I can be better on volume, but I'm really just trying to push out as much value towards my ICP as possible and grow my following.
Okay.
So just, bring in clients.
Okay. Quick question: is there any way we can improve the audio quality from your end, real quick? Because it sounds just a little bit choppy.
Give me 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't have my mic, but sorry
Okay.
about that.
No worries, no worries. Okay. So in business, we have multiple fires burning within our business at all times, right? As a business owner, it is our job to tackle the biggest fire and kind of let the other ones burn while we tackle the biggest fire. So currently, what's the biggest fire that you perceive as a business owner? So we can start off there. Views?
Yeah, and bringing in new clients.
So those are two different fires, right? Because you can get a lot of views and then not bring in clients, and then you can get
Just
it.
bringing in traffic. I
Okay.
guess. Well, I guess views is would bring more traffic.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay. Let me ask you this: can you walk me through your client roadmap? Like, how does somebody go from not knowing you at all to giving you money?
I haven't got that far.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I
Let's get to it.
2.5, 3 months ago, and I've really just been posting content. I have my Calendly up on my Instagram so that if anybody wants to, sign up for a call or anything like that. But I also haven't built the following, right? To even be able to do outreach like that, right? I'm getting my what's it called are pretty low. I'm getting a few hundred views, call it like anywhere between 10 and 30 likes, which isn't, great, but like outreach is a little bit more difficult to do, especially in my field, I feel like cold outreach.
Okay. So I want to nip that in the bud real quick. So views are important, but they're not the end all be all, right? We have to get the right type of views, right? Because and there's nuance here, and I'll get to the nuance here in a second. Because you look at somebody that's posting memes all day, right? They get a whole bunch of views, but nobody's gonna buy anything from them, right? So it's about getting the right type of views, right? Now here's the caveat. Let's say everybody's obsessed with having these micro niches right now, but they lack an understanding of scope. Because let's say, for example, you have a micro niche of 1,000 people, and because it's a micro niche, it's hyper targeted. You have 100% of those people that are going to be potential clients, correct? Right. So you have 1,000 potential clients. But now let's say you have a little bit larger of an audience. You have an audience of 100,000 people, right? And since it's a little bit larger, it's a little bit more diluted. So only 10% of them are going to be potential clients. Yes, it's smaller total audience percentage, but it's still the difference between 1,000 and 10,000, right? So that's the nuance there. Now, I'm willing. The first thing we kind of have to reverse engineer because there's no point in attracting views if you don't have an outlined customer journey. Because that's the problem right there. Because yeah, you're gonna get views, but where do they go?
You mean like a funnel?
Yes, it's essentially yes a funnel. It's just another way to say funnel. Like how does somebody watches one of your reels because that's your main acquisition method, right? What happens next? Where do they go? How do they go from viewer to giving you money?
I haven't really been doing CTAs. So usually I would put it in my under my captions, but I haven't really been doing that lately because I've been just trying to focus on making more specific content towards the ICP.
Okay.
Right? And it's the traffic thing again. Like I feel like I don't know if it's. I mean, it has to be the content that I'm putting out because if it were better content, naturally the content would do better. But I don't know how to. I mean, I'm new at making content. I'm just doing the best with what I got now. But again, I haven't been really doing the CTAs. So outside of the Calendly, I have a questionnaire, but that's really about it right now.
So, walk me through what you're currently doing. So short form content, with a CTA.
I haven't really been doing CTAs.
That's fine. All right. When you do the CTAs, what is the CTA to? What does that take the customer to?
Well, I just say if you want to work with me, send me a DM usually.
DM. You have the conversation through DM, correct? Do you close through DM or do you try to book a call?
Try to book a call.
Call, and then money on call. Correct? They give you money on call. Okay. So let me pull up your Instagram real quick. Ooh. Now, what's the specific reason why you haven't been doing more CTAs?
I just wanted to push out strictly value instead of value and okay, here's a CTA, like trying to sell.
Okay.
I just wanted as much value as I could, kind of just to build a catalog, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Now, here's a tweak we can do right here. Do you use ManyChat? Okay. So here's what you're gonna do. All right. Let me open this up so I can share my screen. Let me make sure it's on my screen and not one of my client's screen, or I will get sued. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So ManyChat is something that you can integrate to your Instagram to where you can send lead magnets to your audience depending on different inputs, right? Like I started posting essentially 4 weeks ago, right? So I don't have that much sample data for my own work, right? You can see that I set up these two automations 2 weeks ago, and then yesterday I just set up these three automations, and I'm still working on putting out content that's going to have them go live, right? But what this essentially allows you to do, let's open up this one, right? So have you ever seen a video where somebody says, comment blank and blank and blank to get this, right? So once somebody comments that, right, this automation is ran, right? And it sends them that document. But the great thing is you can use it for a couple of things. Like for one, I force them to give me their email because I want to build an email list. I don't have anything to market through email, but I'm building my email list so later on down the line I have a whole bunch of emails that I can reach out to. Right? You can use this to get to have make sure that people are following you. Right? But the great thing right here is that you can use this as kind of like to see who's interested, and then once they opt in and then they receive the document, what you can do is you can follow back up with them, right, and be like, hey, how did you like this thing, right? And they're like, oh yeah, it was great, it was fucking amazing. All right, cool.
Should I make like a, I don't want to say ebook, but there's some value that I get sent them over through PDF?
Yes,
Through email?
yes. Not it doesn't even have to be through email. ManyChat will literally just so I have them I have my PDF in like a Google Doc, and I just link put the Google Doc like right here, and then once they give me their email, they get sent over there and they can download it. So everything can be done through ManyChat, right? So this is a way to kind of like test how what's it called, how you can give value, right? And the great thing about this is that it increases engagement on the post, right? Because they're commenting something, and then ManyChat automatically replies. So with every one opt-in, you're getting two comments, one from the customer, potential customer, and one from you, and you don't even have to do anything. ManyChat does it automatically, right? Which boosts engagement. So that's how you can improve your CTAs just right now. Is ManyChat automation.
How much does it cost a month?
I don't remember. Actually, I do. I have my. Don't want to open it up. Where's my?
Do you have anybody who edits your stuff for you?
Nope. I do everything.
It's not time consuming. How many times do you post a day?
I post 3 times a day, and I was actually, I'm gonna walk you through a. That's the next thing we're gonna tackle. Is kind of like a content strategy, but I kind of wanted to work on that CTA thing real quick because I was assuming that we didn't have an effective method for.
Yeah, it's not as solid as I would like. one of your videos on basically all of the back end stuff that somebody would be doing at like 50K a month. I'm thinking, man, I got a whole lot of work to do.
Yeah, I was literally with talking to somebody that's at 50K a month last night. She's fucking great. I'm about to post her testimonial here in a second after we wrap up here, and then I recorded the whole entire call. Just so much fucking sauce. It's going straight to YouTube. Where's mini chat right here? Mini chat, $25 a month. I keep all the fixed costs of my business on here, so $25 a month. Right, and that's so fucking worth it. Oh my gosh. So that's how we can improve your CTAs. But the thing is, you want to provide enough value through the lead magnets, so when you reach back out to them, they're like, "Holy shit, you helped me out so much."
Yeah.
And then that's like a conversation starter. Okay. So we tackled that just a little bit. Now, what is your current? Talk to me about your current like content strategy.
It's been a little bit choppy recently because I was kind of only trying to post content from my ICP, but I'm going to find out that not every single piece of content has to be from my ICP. So I was really posting. Lately, it's been one piece of content a day. Boy, it's not ideal for me.
Why is it not ideal for you?
Because I essentially want to annoy like if somebody follows me, I want their whole feed to be just spam with my content. And one post a day is not enough. At least I don't believe so.
You're right, it's not.
Also just been value because I don't have testimonials, because I don't have, X, Y, and Z. It's kind of only been more value content. So it's not as diverse. It's not really too much day in the life. So honestly, it's been all over the place lately. I want to make a specific day to record all of my content because I am working and I do have a son as well. So I gotta find at least one day to just make a boatload of content, at least 2 to 3 pieces of content a day. But yeah, lately it's been kind of choppy recently, but it's mostly just value content as of right now.
Okay, let's start off with this one here. So I hear you say that you don't have a testimonials and this and that. Now, we can always. This is the great thing about marketing. We can always twist whatever situation we are in to our benefit, if that makes sense, right? You just need to know how to like word craft. It kind of like make shit fucking sounds good. You need to learn how to fucking sell the dream. Because 4 weeks ago when I started posting, right, I don't have any testimonials. I don't.
We started posting 4 weeks ago.
Yes, exactly. I will show you my my dashboard. I only started posting 4 weeks ago. I will show you my Instagram dashboard. Yes.
You've been doing something wrong, man.
It's not necessarily that you've been doing anything wrong, because the only thing wrong that you could do is quit or not try.
Yeah.
That's the only wrong thing you can possibly ever do. Right? But yes, I essentially only started posting 4 weeks ago. Right? Now, when I started posting, still to this point, right, I don't have any crazy testimonials. I don't have any crazy case studies. But why am I still able to get people to essentially like respect my words? Like, why am I still able to get on calls with people that are making $50,000 a month and they're asking me for advice on how to grow their business, right? It's because of how I positioned myself, right? So people, your ICP is aware that you do not have any fucking testimonies. That's already something that they have at the top of the mind. What most people do is they try to hide that. They try to hide that, or they do the fucking worst shit ever, and they try to fake it, which is so fucking scummy. I want to stay as far away from that as possible. What you do instead is you bring that forward, and you be the person that announces that deficiency. So one of on my story or my highlighted post on my start here, right? There's a sequence that says, "Hey, I want to help you make money for your info business, but I just started, so I don't have any testimonials." I straight up just say that, and they're like, "Oh," they're like, "Oh shit," and I'm like, "But I'm gonna provide so much fucking value to you, to where it's going to be undeniable that I know what I'm talking about. Just consume my free shit, and only after you're convinced of my competence, then we can talk." That's literally how I landed my first client. Because he DM'd me, and on call, he was like, "Yeah, I was looking at so many people, and just the fact that you just flat out just were honest, right, and then just said it how it is like, that's really what won me over." You can. It's not mine. I got that from Alex Hormozy. You know, ideas don't belong to anybody. You know, it's how you can. I hate people that like try to hold on to ideas. Ideas don't belong to anybody.
Because I've just been using like my transformation, but I feel like if I just keep spamming my own transformation, like it's gonna get old.
Yeah,
maybe it's just because I'm not gaining 1,000 followers a day. I didn't even see that, so I haven't really been spamming it.
Yeah, so you have to figure out a way to position yourself, because it's not about your environment. Here's the thing about like being an entrepreneur or being a business owner. It's not about having resources. It's about being resourceful. That's what people don't get. So people become an entrepreneur or a business owner, and they're like, "Oh, I don't have this, or I don't have that," and that's not what business is about. Because essentially, every single, except for like the small few that are like nepo babies and shit, but essentially every business owner, everybody that you look up to, started exactly where you were at, with not shit, no followers, no traction, no testimonials. But the difference between people that actually rise and people that just stay there is that the people that rise understand it's not about what resources you have. It's about how resourceful you are with what you have. So you have to learn how to pretty much. This is why I fucking love marketing, because it's the art of just being. You watch anime, bro?
I used to a lot, bro. A lot. I don't really anymore. I did just read that new One Piece chapter that came out.
Fire. You obviously know Naruto, right?
Of course.
So marketing is essentially just real life genjutsus, bro. You're literally putting people in infinite Tsukuyomis, and then you're able to just create whatever story you want based on your situation, right? So you just have to sit down, and we can do this after we because I get on these roles where I can just like spit out shit. You have to be able to take whatever situation you're in and be able to craft it and change it into something that's beneficial to you instead of detrimental to you. And that's done through the genjutsu art of fucking of marketing. I love marketing. Oh my goodness, right? So that's packaging, right? I'm gonna put genjutsu right next to that so I remember. Now, another thing you mentioned is you need to find a day, what's it called, to where you can record. Okay, so here's my process, right? I'm essentially going to ask what your process is. I script all my videos for the week on one day. Then I record all my videos for the week on the next day, right? And then I edit on the day afterwards. Takes me 3 days. I don't have to do shit for the rest of the week, right? So that's and plus it allows me, since I'm breaking it down into these little sections, I don't have to fucking take all day just trying to do everything at once. Like it probably takes me 2 to 3 hours to script out everything. it probably takes me 90 minutes to record everything. Editing, I'm not gonna lie, that's just a fucking bitch. Yeah, fuck that. Right? Oh my god, I fucking hate that shit. But I still get it done in a day. So, what is your current process?
I do the same thing. I'll script, record, and edit in the same day. But I'm doing that as many days in a week as it takes me to, 7. Like, so let's just say I post only 7 days a week, right? Or 7 times in a week. I'll have to do that 7 times in a week. Some days I'll make scripts ahead of time, but I'm typically recording and editing the same day. And I would honestly rather just do it the way you're doing it.
I was gonna say, how consistent are you? Because that sounds like fucking burnout central right there.
That's where my dilemma is. Like, I don't have any. Being honest, man, I don't have any content for today. Like, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to just walk around and just speak some words out and make a post or something. And I need the consistency. I post consistently, but there is like, okay, I'll miss a day, I'll miss, maybe 2 days, typically not 2 days, but it's a problem. There shouldn't be any days that I should be missing.
I mean, so you don't want to beat yourself up for missing days. Like for example, I haven't posted in I think 6 or 7 days, and that's because I went to Atlanta for this past week to just help out my fucking client, and I just the Airbnb I was in was so fucking tiny that I couldn't record shit. Like I scripted my videos, I recorded my videos, but like it didn't fucking look good because my Airbnb was fucking cramped. So I just deleted that shit. I'm like, fuck it, I'm back home. Came home like 2 days ago, been taking care of a lot of client shit. Literally about to record like today for the week. But yeah, what you're doing right now sounds fucking horrible. It sounds like burnout central, right? So it's about the processes we have in place. And plus, when you script out, because all the ideas come out during the script, right? When you script out everything first, you're able to flesh out better ideas. And I'm almost willing to bet changing this process and just being able to think, especially because I'm about to fucking break down like fucking content, like my content strategy to you, right? Being able to just think about what you're doing, like for like 30 to 45 minutes before you start fucking scripting, oh my god, that alone will fucking just blow your shit up.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how I would.
ChatGPT at all? I usually write the script out, put it in ChatGPT, see where it can make any tweaks, and then I'll readjust.
So here's my thing about ChatGPT. Everybody uses ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So your content is gonna sound like ChatGPT. Right.
Well, that's why I try to write it out first. Write it out on my own and just see, let's say, any words that could be like little stuff, little tweaks. But another thing is I realized is my tone. I'm kind of like I kind of talk kind of more flat, and I think it affects my engagement in my social media because people I don't know. It's one thing that I've been made aware of that I'm trying to work on.
Made aware of by who?
Myself.
There you go. So essentially, look, let me blow your mind real quick. Any negative thing about you can be turned into a positive if you want, if you try.
I mean, but I see all these. Let's say, Brian Mark, or even yourself, right? There's a lot of character and emotion, I guess you could say, in your content, in your words, and how you say things. Me, I kind of feel like my stuff's kind of like flat, and maybe it is just me, right? But I feel like people engage more with people who might be considered more, I think, likable. Might be a good word to put.
Do you not think you're a likable person?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, like, hold on, wait, is this about to turn into a therapy session? What's going on, bro? What the fuck?
It's the I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it.
Here's the thing, right? You don't want to put on a character for social media because that will burn out. I promise you, if you just appear as yourself, you will find people that like you with your according to yourself, Your unlikable tone. I don't even know. That's not. So you're so wrapped up in your head. Like I didn't even fucking think of that at all until you just said that,
Shit.
bro. You can actually. So yes, you want to emulate other people, but you don't want to become other people. At the end of the day, that's gonna be fucking tiring. Imagine a world where every time you hop on social media, you have to have this fucking high ass energy bullshit. I'm almost bro. I'm almost positive you get fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
So just be yourself. Now, of course, you wanna be just a little bit more energetic, right? But I wouldn't like radically change shit. Yeah, no, that sounds like fucking torture. Don't do that,
Yeah.
right? Oh, so
I am gonna start doing that. Those 3 day constant strategy.
yeah.
I'm gonna start implementing that.
Script, record, and what's it called? Edit. Okay, here's the next question. How do you know what your ICP cares about?
ChatGPT.
Oh yeah, that actually.
So,
Wait.
okay, from my own experience, right? I know the confidence that, like, okay, building a body takes. I know the confidence that it brings, not just because of what your body looks like, but because of the work that you put in to get that body, right? And I think because I want to target more high performers, you could say,
Yeah.
people who are serious about what they're doing, right? Whether it's in an entrepreneur, somebody who's in sales, just somebody who's actively trying to build themselves. And I know that the fitness component would add so much to value to them, right? It build their confidence, right? People will respect them more, the whole 9 yards.
So you're not selling fitness; you're selling confidence and respect, essentially. See that? See that? What did you say?
Let me write that down.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. So you're not because you're not selling fitness; you're selling confidence and respect.
What was the other word? Yeah, man, shit.
I'm gonna let that sit a little bit.
No, that was good. That was good.
Now, we kind of got to bring it back a little bit because I got to answer how I use ChatGPT. So when I script my videos, right, I have a tendency to use too many words and overcomplicate shit. So I don't have ChatGPT give me any ideas or write shit for me. The only thing I use ChatGPT for in regards to my social media scripting is I just use it to simplify my words.
How
So
many seconds is a typical video for you?
I try to keep it between like 30 to 60, maybe 90 if it's just a little bit more complex. But I try like we're about to get into like formats and shit, but the format that's like performing best for me right now is between 30 to 60. But time doesn't really matter as long as it's valuable. As long as it's under 3 minutes, Instagram will fucking push that shit. Right? So I don't think we should obsess over time. I think we should just obsess over value per second. Right? So I can't really sit here and say, oh, a 30-second video is going to perform better than a 90-second video. Fuck, that's not realistic, right? But I can't say that a 30-second video, right, is going to perform worse than a 90-second video if the value per second on the 90-second video is higher. So that's where my focus kind of goes on. I don't really worry about how long my videos are. It's value per second.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? So that's how I use ChatGPT. I literally just use it to simplify my words. Because I'm not gonna lie, yeah, people on Instagram, they're watching them reels. They're not trying to hear you fucking overcomplicate shit. That was the biggest thing for me that kind of like I had to is like, yeah, I have the knowledge in my fucking brain, but how do I package it in a way to somebody that's not trying to hear me just use big ass fucking words and just go on fucking tangents like I typically do. But okay, so we know that. Now let me ask you this: how do you find your ideas? Like, what are you using to find the ideas?
I mean, there's a split between like if I think of something, sometimes I'll make content just based off that. Other times I don't want to say, oh yeah, I'll put a twist on other content that I see sometimes. I don't do that too much, if I'm being honest, but it's just between the two.
Can I share my content strategy?
Yeah.
Okay, this is where I start to have fun. I love talking about this. I love this. Thank you for doing this for me.
Thanks for your time, man.
This is such a great day for me. I love this. Window. Whenever I'm recording, my laptop, because it's an old dinosaur, starts to get really slow. Let me know when you were recording it, when you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okie dokie. So when I started posting 4 weeks ago, because I like to see myself as like a scientist. So basically, if you were to boil down my content strategy into like a sentence, it's going to be data aggregation and testing. That's it. Data aggregation and testing. So when I first started, right, the first thing I tried to figure out was my customer journey, right? But as somebody that was brand new to social media, right, I didn't fucking know what to do. So what I did is I made a list of 45 of my competitors. And what I defined as a competitor is somebody that is targeting the same ICP as me with the same solution. So I made a list of 45 of them. Then I reverse engineered their customer journey. This field is empty because I don't know what their monetization model is. This field is empty because I don't have access to their sales call recordings, right? But I can look at their landing pages and copy them. I can look at their middle of funnel content and analyze them, and I can look at the top of funnel content and analyze that. We're gonna focus on top of funnel content because that's your current acquisition method right now. So we're gonna open this up. So, oh brother, let me close these so my computer doesn't have a fucking aneurysm right now. Give me 1 second. No, I might be revealing a little bit too much right now. Oh, please don't have any client details. Please don't have any client details. Holy shit, I'm gonna get fucked. Oh brother. Okay. So, what I did is I looked through all their accounts, every single one of their Instagram accounts, and every single one that I believed was doing a good job of attracting my ICP. I put them all on this list, and then I went further and I put a asterisk towards the ones that I feel like are performing above average. So one asterisk is like, all right, you're doing okay, better than just a person that has no rank. 2 is like, okay, you know what you're doing. 3 is like, okay, you're kind of fucking LeBron. Okay, so I need to pay attention to you. So then what I do is I go even further and I look for their outliers. So when we open up this document, you'll see that an outlier is a video that performs every other video that person has by a large amount, right? So here's kind of like the stem of how I like to think through things, because I like to think about things once and then turn it into a format or some type of shit that I can just fucking not have to think about later. I can just copy and paste, right? So first thing I ask myself, what is their outlier score of this specific piece of content that I'm analyzing right now? So it is something, let's just say 10x the average views from posts using the same format at the same time. Now, same format at the same time is a very important distinction, because different formats are going to have different average views. And at the same time, right, is important because influencers fluctuate. 1 month an influencer might be hot. 3 months down the line, nobody will give a shit about it. We need to be able to collect data and have context around what time they were around, right? So next question is awareness level. What awareness level is this piece of content targeting? Do you know what the audience awareness levels are?
Very low.
What do you mean by that?
Like people aren't. I mean, maybe my ICP I would hope would be a little bit higher, but the average person is not very aware.
Okay, so we need to have a section that we talk about the audience awareness level. So we'll skip over that for right now. Right. I'll outline the format that is being used. Then I write down the hook, and then this is where this gets fucking important. Then I put their keywords or phrases. Now, when people hear keywords, they think about some dumbass fucking SEO bullshit. That's not what a fucking keyword is. So, keywords or phrases are words or strings of words that induce emotion within my audience. And it's very important to know what induces emotion within your ICP, because that's the only way you get people to give a fuck about you. Is you need to know how to activate their emotions, and the only way you can know that is by fucking studying content that's already doing a really good job at inducing emotion. So I do that for keywords within the hook, key visuals, key sounds, and then purple cow. Purple cow is just something that stands out. So let's say we have a format. Let's say we have a basic talking head Miro board format, right? The majority of them are going to look exactly the fucking same. But then you might have one that is kind of like distinguished. It has just something that just stands out, and that would be a purple cow effect. So what I do is I write down these things, and then I just fucking analyze them. Let's see one we can look at real quick. Let's look at a good one. Okay, here we go. So let's look at this video, right? I would play it, but you wouldn't be able to hear anything because we're on fucking Google Meets and shit. But so I put in the link for the video, and I asked myself the outlier score. The average, it's 10 times the average views from this type of format at the same time, right? Awareness level. What awareness level is this piece of content targeting? This is targeting the problem-aware market. The ICP knows that them not making money is a problem in their business, but doesn't know how to fix it. This video targets the ICP and tells them how they can turn a new viewer into a buyer in 72 hours. Format: talking head with Miro. Hook: written out. Here's where keywords taking place. I kind of like heat map it for a warmer to hot, to what I believe is going to have the most emotional reaction or induced most emotions within my ICP. Key visuals, key sounds, purple cow, right? So I analyze that, and then what I do with this information is I literally just copy them. I just copy exactly bar for fucking bar. I just copy everything. I copy the format. I copy the hook. I copy the visuals, sounds, purple cow. All I do is I change it enough to fit my brand, and then I change the value that's within it. I bring that up because there's a core principle that I like to live within, right? You cannot afford new ideas. You can't. Even Mr. Beast himself says that he doesn't try to come up with new ideas. He just tries to find ideas that are already working in the marketplace and put his own twist to it. That's literally what Mr. Beast does. So if Mr. Beast is out here saying that he does not try to come up with new ideas, he just copies and twists, what does that tell you about what we should be doing? Do not fucking make new ideas, right? Which goes back to what my content strategy is. Data aggregation and then testing. This is where the testing comes in place. And I kind of have to hide my screen because I don't know if I have a client profile opened up. And again, I don't like being sued. Okay. We're opened up on mine.
You have an LLC then?
What happened?
You have an LLC?
I am going to form my LLC, and it's going to be an S corporation so that I can hire myself as an employee and pay myself, because I don't want to attach my my business earnings to my personal earnings. And I essentially I don't even want to be because one I don't even know too much about that. That's pretty much all I know, and I need to hire a tax guy to like just fucking figure that shit out for me. But if we go into here, this is my own personal profile, right? If we go in here, this is where I run my tests.
You use the Instagram tests? You know how you can test your reels?
Yeah, we're about to get into that here in a second. So when I run tests, right? I put the video that I'm copying. I write the script of the video that I'm copying. Then I write the body of my video, so the value that I want to give, right? And then I make 3 different variations of it, and only the hook changes, right? So hook 1, hook 2, hook 3, and you can see that I have a winner right here. So what I do is with these 3 separate videos, I chuck them into Instagram Reels, and whichever one performs best is the winner. And I post that to my main story. And then it's just a continuous iterative process, right? And I'll show you an example of this. So let's go to my profile. If we go, this one does not show the views. If we go over here, my best performing video has 116,000 views. Again, this is a test, right? I'm going to show you how powerful this is, right? This is first place, 116,000. Second place, which is still within my trial reels, is currently, and I know this off the top of my head because I ran somebody else through this last night, right? Is currently at 26,000 views. Third place is currently at 3,000 views. And all I did was change the hook. And the great thing about it is that those views still count towards my Instagram profile. But now I have better, more accurate data on what fucking works. And then I can iterate off of this. Here's another one, right? My second best performing video, which is this one right here. This one is even more fucking ridiculous. Because I didn't really change shit. Okay.
Are you showing me your Instagram?
Can you not fucking see it? Oh.
Again, I'm on it on my end.
Wait.
I can't
That's...
see Instagram,
Okay.
so I just went to your
I am so sorry about that.
No, you're good, bro.
Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, so this was the video I was talking about, 116,000. Right? If we go over here to my second best performing, right? This one's even more ridiculous because I didn't really change shit. It is the exact same video, posted 3 different times. Guess what I changed between all 3?
Dogs.
No, I didn't even change the hook. I didn't even change the visual hook. The color of the fucking text right here. This is how fucking stupid this is. Okay, so it's the exact same video, and the only thing that changes is the color of this text. So this one, obviously the winner, black text, 23,000 views. Second place, it is this text, but it's yellow, and it looks like this. 5,000 views. And then the third one, it just doesn't have any text up here. It's sitting at 1,200 views. Right?
That's insane, man.
Exactly. But that's why my principle is data aggregation and then testing to find what fucking works. But here's where it gets even better. Oh fuck! You didn't see that. Holy shit! Oh, let me fucking. Oh. What's up?
So how are you adding CTAs to your content? Or when do you decide on a video when to add a CTA?
All of them have CTAs. They're just in the description.
Oh shit. Okay.
So if we go over here, or I find a way to implement them smoothly. Oh fuck! Can you open up? Yeah, I'm on my laptop, so I can't really see it. Yeah, just open up this video with 23,000 views, and you'll see that in the description it has the CTA for the word, and then you can actually open up my comments, and then you'll see the mini chat automation just fucking going ballistic. Every time somebody says, "Yep, it's scale," right? And then towards the end, I did smoothly add the CTA within the video, right? If I can do it smoothly, I'll put it in the video. If not, I'll just put it in the description. Like this one, this one doesn't have a CTA in the video. It just has a CTA in the description. Comment setting for this exact framework.
But still, you got what's it called? 86 comments on this video, and most of them were.
That's how powerful ManyChat is. That's why that was the first thing I started off. Well, yeah, we can fix your CTA problem easily. This is fucking. That's probably like the easiest thing to fucking solve. Oh, where the fuck were we going? Oh, here we go. Let's open this back up, and we're gonna go over here. So, over time, what you're going to notice is that you're gonna find winning formats. So, winning formats are things that successfully produce an outlier for myself. And then what I do when I find something that successfully produces an outlier for myself is I turn it into a template that I can just copy and paste. Because like I said before, I don't like to think all the time. I like to think once, and then when it's time for something to get done, I can just fucking repeat it, right? And then I put winning formats in here. I just fucking track them, and then I put check marks for what if it has an X, that means it was a winner once, but it didn't repeat over and over again, right? So. Remember, this is data that I've aggregated over 4 weeks. But over time, I'm going to have this fucking massive list of just fucking data. Like, this is how you build, like, a monster of a content strategy. And that is essentially all that I do. So, literally, what you have to do is you have to find people, which is easy. The fitness niche is easy. But remember, you're not selling fitness. You're selling confidence and self-respect, right? But essentially, find fitness coaches in your niche. Find fitness coaches, and then just look at their outliers, and then just literally just fucking copy them. So that tackles that. Do you have any questions about that? Why?
I just never done it.
You have access to it, right? Like you see the tab, the option. So since here's a hack, right? People are they're a little. Unfortunately, a lot of people are sheep, right? So if they see that you're not getting a lot of likes and comments or likes and shares, right? They're not gonna like and share it. So when you post it into trial reels, turn off the ability for people to see your likes and shares. Just turn it off. Right? Because that forces people to think as individuals. because they can't fucking see that shit. And then once you have a video that just goes fucking crazy, now you can use their sheepish behavior against them, and you turn it back on. And now once they see that a lot of people are liking it, they're gonna want to like it too. So that's just like a small nuance right there. So do that when you're testing.
Do you need a certain amount of followers or anything to use trial reels?
I don't know. I just had it. Like try to post something right now. Like go through the thing, and then on the last page, before it actually allows you to post, see if it says post to trial reels. It should be under audience.
I only have everybody in close friends.
So you do not have trial reels available. So that might be something that you just have to post more often
Yeah.
for them to unlock it for you. Guys, oh yeah, trial reels is a fucking cheat code. Yeah, I literally just fucking post more often. Where were we at? So now getting to audience awareness, right?
I need 1,000 followers to post on trial reels.
Says who?
I just looked it up.
I did not know that. Interesting.
If you don't have more than I don't think you're.
Just buy followers.
If you don't have more than 1,000 followers, they don't think you're interested in growth.
Yeah, just literally just buy followers.
Here's another thing. I have 2 Instagrams. One of them is specifically for the content. The other one was my main Instagram before I started doing this.
What's your main Instagram?
David_Rogambe. Or ROGO at the end. Yeah. It's the second one, yeah. I have 1,000 followers on that one.
Is this where your friends are?
Yeah, but I'm really I'm pretty inactive on that one.
See if you have trial rules on this one. Because we might not even. I just wanted to see if that's actually the metric is having 1,000 followers. Because you can. I'll just tell you, just buy 1,000 followers.
I do.
You have trial rules?
I do.
Interesting. That's good to fucking know. I did not know that was a cutoff point. Okay, so you have 2 options. You can either turn this into your fitness page because you have trial rules available on here, or you can just buy followers into the other one, right? And then I would also buy subscribe for the blue check mark. If you're a business owner and you don't have a blue check mark, that's no bueno. So yeah, buy trial. It's literally you're only buying followers so that you can have access to trial rules. Because there are people that buy followers so they can come off as bigger than. No, it's for a purpose. So it's unlocking an important function, right? So just buy followers so that you can have access to trial rules, and then buy the blue check mark.
How important is having the what are they called? Shit. The highlights.
What do you mean by
I don't
highlights?
really have highlights on my Instagram. Oh, my bad.
Let me go back to your Instagram page.
Yeah, I don't really have highlights.
I mean, it depends what's on here, right? You have to be able to use it effectively. Let me show you somebody.
Yeah, man.
Let me show you what I'm doing right now and what I'm actually about to switch to, right? So I have a start here, right, which is what I explained earlier, right? And then these were videos that funneled them down to my YouTube channel, right? But what I'm actually about to do is I'm about to restructure this, and it's going to be the start here section, and I'm going to change the copy, right? And then all my testimonials are going to be like right here. So I'm gonna have the person's name. I'm gonna give context on like their situation, right? Then I'm gonna put the testimonial, and then I'll be like, if you want the full video, here's a link to the YouTube channel, and then it's just gonna be like a fucking list of people, right? Because that's just gonna build like fucking credibility. But you have to be careful with testimonials because you have to give context to the testimonial, right? So you can't just be like, oh yeah, I was fucking Lionel's amazing, blah blah blah. No, I have to be like, okay, this is this person. This is what they were. This is where they were at. This is what they were struggling with. This is how they reacted after they worked with me, right? If you want a full video of exactly what went on, here you go. Because it allows people to just connect to that person just a little bit more. So there's so many avenues we can go here. Before we go into awareness level,
Where'd you get all this game from, man? If you've only been posting for a month,
I'm actually just a fucking dork. Okay, so I've been in sales. So sales is like my bread and butter. I've been in sales since for like 3 years, right? But I've also just loved social media and marketing. So I just fucking watch a whole bunch of data and aggregated a whole bunch of data, and then it got to the point where it's like I got tired of working for other people because. Again, I'm a fucking psycho. I'm like a psycho dork. So I would work like 80 hours a week and then just be like, whatever. Be the number one sales rep and then make like 15 grand a month, right? But it was like, but if I put in this fucking work on my own business, I'm actually a fucking unstoppable, right? And that's when I was like, okay, yeah, let me switch over to here, right? So that's the backstory on that. But okay, how do I? So there's two things that you need to. Do you know what an attraction offer is?
Not necessarily. Obviously I know what an offer is, but I don't think I've heard the term attraction offer.
So this comes from Alex Hormozi. I have to give that guy credit because he's somebody I fucking dissect.
Just get his book.
Yeah, I actually have his book like somewhere. The new one I just released, right? So basically, he talks about money models in his book. Right, and a money model is just a sequence of offers, right? So what I'm talking about right here, yes, you have your main coaching offer, right, which is where you collect your money, right? You need an attraction offer that kind of like gets people in your ecosystem. Like right now, I'll show you what my attraction offer is. My attraction offer is this right here, where DM me info for a free audit of your coaching business, right? This gets people to DM me. Right, and then I can hop on a call right here, and then I can give them just crazy amounts of value. But it's completely fucking free. Like I could pay, I tell people you need to pay me for this shit, but this is so fucking free. And here's the thing: it's the way I fucking use this data, right? Because people that don't know how to strategically plan out their business would do this, and then they will be so fucking stressed out about getting the sale at the end. Right? But me, I am indifferent to the sale because I win either way. Because number one, I get to intrude your business and I get to build more context for the bank of information that's in my fucking brain. Two, I get a long form piece of content, right? Then that I can later on down the line chop up into short form pieces of content. Three, if I effectively do my job properly to the degree that I want to, I also get a fucking testimonial, which will give me more credibility, which would make people more likely to get into my attraction offer, which will just boost the fucking process, right? Of course, at the end, if it makes sense, we have a conversation about extending this into something that's paid, right? But I don't stress about it because how do I phrase this? I win either way, just because of how strategically planned it is, right? So you would want to implement something that would essentially do the fucking same thing for you, right? To where you can provide crazy fucking free value to somebody, right? To where it's like holy shit, I should be fucking paying for this, but it can transition into money into your business, but if it doesn't, you still gain so much fucking shit. Because whether somebody buys or not off of this, once again, I get a testimonial if I do my fucking job properly, right? I get a long form piece of content that I can later on chop into crazy amounts of short form content, and what's called I get to build more context into to my bank of businesses and data. So I gain so much shit from this, and that's kind of like how you want to structure it, right? As a fitness coaching, what is something that you believe that you can implement right there that would be able to essentially do the same thing for you?
I was thinking maybe make an ebook, or I want to say like a consultation, maybe.
Essentially, you would want it to be something that you can okay. You would want it to be something that to where you can essentially turn it into a sales call if it makes sense. Like an ebook, that's more of a lead magnet,
Right. Okay.
right? This is something where it's like I'm giving you value, but I can turn this into something salesy if I needed to, right? You can't really do that on an ebook because you don't have that much control. What I did for one of my clients and what I'm experimenting with is he's in the coaching niche as well, right? He has 57,000 followers right now. We're actually in the middle of a launch of his first product, but for his attraction offer, I put a personalized what's it called meal plan, right? So how it works is somebody DMs him with a keyword, right? And then he has permission to ask him a couple of questions, right? Then we can be like, hey, I want to build this live in front of you, or come up with some random fucking excuse to get him on a call, right? And then you kind of like dig into more of their. Once they're on call, it's essentially a sales call, right? But if you want to reduce the salesy aspect and kind of do what I'm doing, and then just simply fucking just provide the free value and just like dissect their meal plans and what they're doing and their habits, right? And then use that as fuel to the fire that is essentially your business. You can. That comes down to personal preference. So that's what
Like a consultation.
Huh?
Would a consultation work? Like a free consultation?
That actually would work. I would just, it's all about framing, if that makes sense. Consultation sounds fucking boring. You go to a therapist for a fucking consultation. You go to a doctor. That doesn't sound like. I'm like, if I'm somebody that wants to gain confidence and self-respect, and somebody tells you I'll give you a consultation, I'm like, man, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So it's about phrasing it just a little bit better. But essentially, yeah. So that's something you can think about as well. What time is it? 2:08. Okay. Last touch point. It's kind of like audience awareness. This is a whole fucking document I walk my people through, so you just have context over everything. But we're gonna focus on this small section right here. You've probably heard of the terms top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel.
Yes.
Have you heard of unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, most aware, and ready to buy?
Actually, I have not.
Okay, so top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom.
I think it was Alex Hormozy.
Yeah, he probably talked about this.
But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
My goat. Right. So essentially, top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel is what people call this when they're either trying to simplify this or they just don't understand this, because this is actually what they're in reference to, right? So all these are the levels of audience awareness, right? And which I'll basically explain what they are right now before we dive in. So when somebody is aware of your product, there are different questions that they ask themselves in their heads, right? All this is, and if you want to know the originator of this, it's Eugene Schwartz. master marketer, like pretty much fucking the Michael Jordan of marketing, right? Eugene Schwartz invented this shit. So when somebody is aware of your product, right, or your existence, they are asking themselves different questions in relation to your product slash service, right? This just maps it out and then helps you understand what types of questions they're asking themselves, right? So when we have an unaware customer, this is the broadest audience. No identified problem in regards to your solution. What that means is that they're not asking themselves questions about your solution, if that makes sense. When you're marketing towards an unaware market, the goal when advertising this audience is leveraging curiosity to get them asking questions that eventually makes them realize they have a problem. Because once again, they are not asking any questions in relation to your business. So you don't fucking exist in the world. And the goal here is to open the door of curiosity. I mapped this out in traditional marketing and info marketing, okay? So traditional marketing, right? You read this right here. This is why I stopped eating eggs for 4 weeks. What's your next immediate question?
Why would I stop eating eggs for 4 weeks?
Exactly. Now do you see how that opens the door for a marketer to be able to go in and just implement whatever genjutsu he wants in your mind?
Yeah.
That's how you target. What happened?
Yeah, okay.
That's how you target an unaware market. It's just you just want to open the door for your genjutsu, right? This is essentially Kakashi taking down his mask and activating his Mangekyo Sharingan, right? You're not in the genjutsu yet, but he opened that door, and if you're not careful, you're gonna be fucked. Okay. Now, how this works in info marketing is stuff like this. I bought a dream car at 23. I bought a $400,000 GT3 RS at 20. I'm pretty sure you've seen both of these guys.
Of course. Yeah.
So, posts like this make your audience ask themselves, how is this kid able to afford this lifestyle? Which then leads to them realizing that they need to lock in because they are poor in comparison. Which then leads to them asking themselves how they can make more money. Which becomes their core problem. They don't know how to make enough money to afford this lifestyle. Do you see how that opens the door?
Yeah, man.
Yep. So moving forward, I'm going to focus on info marketing because a lot of people don't have the context for traditional marketing for this to be actually something that they can apply to themselves. And the goal here is to give you not just random fucking pieces of fucking data. It's just shit that you can actually fucking apply to your business. So after you've successfully opened the door of curiosity, they are now aware that they have a fucking problem. Audience aware that they have a problem, but don't have a solution. Goal in advertising is to agitate the problem and point them to a solution. So you want to poke the bear just a little bit. So info marketing, explaining the business model that makes me $100K a month at 19. Closing $80,000 of SMA clients in 72 hours. Posts like this answer the questions of how can I make enough money to afford this lifestyle? Because that's the new question that they were asking themselves from being unaware, right? And they do this by exposing the business model that's allowing the creator to have said lifestyle. But that brings up the following question. How can I capitalize on this lifestyle at the same level this creator does? Do you see how as you go down, you start asking yourself new questions in relation to their solution? Right? So now you are solution aware. At this point in the pyramid, the audience is aware of their problem and your solution, but they start actively looking at all the solutions to that same problem. To stay in the theme of online business, I can explain this better, right? So let's say somebody through your advertising realizes that they're poor. And then you show them the business model that you're using to make money. right? Let's use SMMA because I fucking love Iman, right? Somebody that is solution aware is going. They know that SMMA is what worked for you, but they're gonna start looking at crypto. They're gonna start looking at freelance brand scaling. They're gonna start looking at stocks. Start looking at all the options to solve their problem of not having money. This is how it looks like in the fitness niche. Same example I gave the person yesterday. Let's say somebody realizes that they're fucking skinny as shit, right? And they know that you sell a weightlifting program. Somebody that's solution aware will know that you sell a weightlifting program, but they're gonna also look at a powerlifting program. They're gonna also look at a calisthenics program. They're also gonna look at a hybrid training program. So they're gonna look at all the options that would solve their solution. So the goal in advertising to this level is to show them why your solution is the irrefutable best choice solution in the market. So this is how it looks like in info marketing. 10-step guide to starting an SMMA in 2021, beginner friendly. How to get freelance brand scaling clients with no experience. Beginner level tutorials are what targets this level of awareness. The goal of these tutorials is to frame the creator solution as the easiest one to get into, simplest to run, and with the highest probability to succeed. Second and tertiary goals are to reduce risk and build trust. This is where you start to see stronger CTAs, right? Because the goal here is to position your solution as the easiest one with the highest probability of success. That's the goal. So, we're still not fucking done because now they're product aware. So somebody that's product aware, at this point, they believe that your solution is the best. They believe that SMMA is the best. They believe that weightlifting is the best solution to their problem. But they start looking at all different brands / products that offer that solution. So somebody that's product aware, they believe that SMMA is the best business model for them. But they might look at Iman's course. They might look at this person's course. They might look at this person's SMMA course. For weightlifting, same thing. They might know that weightlifting is what's going to stop them from being a fucking little skinny piece of shit, right? So they're going to look at your program. They're going to look at John Mark Stevenson's program. They're going to look at Sam Millsap's program. You're going to look at all these fucking programs that offer the same solution. So goal is to show your audience why your specific brand / product is the irrefutable best, right? And you do that with trust assets, right? So how John Dane used ADT Incubator to scale 18K per month, right? This breast skills showing his fucking ROAS. Implementation of trust assets to scale trust. Trust assets equals case studies, results, testimonials, etc. Right? So once they are product aware, they've now become most aware. And at this point, buyer is sold on your product and is looking for the opportunity to just fucking give you money, right? Give them an offer that they can't refuse. Because at this point, you have essentially taken them from asking no questions about your product or your solution. Let's stick with this example, right? So not knowing that they're poor, to they watch one of your videos, they know that they're fucking poor, and they're like, "Oh, how can I fucking make money like this guy?" And then you tell them, "I use SMMA," and they're like, "Yeah, but is SMMA the best one for me?" So now their solution, right? It's like, hell yeah, SMMA is the best one for me. Yeah, but are you the best SMMA coach for me? And then you essentially prove to them that, yeah, you're the best SMMA coach for them. And now they're over here like, okay, just give me an offer I can't fucking say no to. Just give me an offer I can't say no to. And then they're ready to buy. Super fucking simple. So essentially, you want to structure your content like that. Right? So, and I'll show you how Bryce does it. Because this is going to be like long-term strategy, and then I'll show you a short-term strategy. Do you have any questions before I move on from this topic real quick?
Yeah, I was going to ask you how much long-form content are you doing in comparison to short-form content?
It is literally just this. This is my long-form content. So it's equivalent to how many of you. And I started this new strategy 2 days ago, right? Because I figured out that yeah, I'm starting to get fucking traction, like way more fucking traction than I expected, right? But the bottleneck is like, okay, they know that they are aware that I'm not a fucking moron, but I need these people to trust the words that I say. So how do I do that? Okay, I will just first of all get testimonials. I can pull testimonials forward with just strategic planning, and two, implement long form content to where I don't have a script because it's very easy to research some shit real quick and then make some fucking stupid ass YouTube script and then act like you fucking know what you're talking about. It's a lot harder to have somebody live and they're asking you very active questions and I have to like think and like fucking actively use the knowledge that's in my brain. That's a different level of competence. So it's like I got one yesterday. You're the second. Probably gonna get one today or tomorrow. So it's like it's hard to. There's not essentially a ratio, you know. It's just it's a self liquidating fund at the end of the day. Because the more often I do this, the more often I will end up doing this. Right, but that's just my strategy.
So that makes sense.
But any other questions before we move to like what I was gonna move on next? Okay, so now if we look at Brezerton Scales, he has a cool name. I forgot what his real name is, but it's pretty fucking badass.
You remember what it is
Yeah, I don't fucking know. So, if you look at his Instagram, now that we are a little bit more aware of the awareness level, where do you think his Instagram, what type of content is he making through his Instagram? Is it top of funnel, unaware? Is it middle of funnel, problem and solution aware? Or is it bottom of funnel, product and most aware?
I'd say aware.
But
if it's completely unaware, or completely unaware,
there we go.
See all the stuff that he has, and they're just like, what is he doing?
Exactly. And that's why I ask these questions. It's to force you to think, because you need to be able to do this for yourself, right? So yeah, his entire Instagram, no educational product or any content at all. It is literally just providing unaware data or unaware what's it called? It's literally just feeding an unaware market. Then what happens is that he funnels them down. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what happened, but it basically just fucking spazzed.
And you were saying what happened is, and then you disappeared.
Yeah. And I caught that. So, back to where we were at. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is this not showing? There we go. Okay, I need to be able to keep track. Okay, so after they go to his Instagram, right, they go to this first YouTube channel where this is basically, they're in the middle of his funnel. He's targeting the problem-aware and solution-aware market. Because again, he's selling more of his lifestyle, and then he's talking about, within these videos, he's talking about the business model and all that stuff right there, right? Then he has a third YouTube channel, a second YouTube channel, where he's actually just targeting the bottom of funnel. This is where he does all his educating. And this is where he has the strongest call to actions. Right? And you can see the drop off in audience size. So, million followers, 330,000 followers, and 65,000 followers. Right? So, each platform is really good at different things. Like Instagram is a really good top of funnel mechanism, right? YouTube is way better for nurturing because essentially one 10-minute YouTube video, right? If you're averaging 30 seconds to a minute per reel, one 10-minute YouTube video is going to be like 10 to 20 reels. And then when you're watching YouTube, you have a tendency to just watch multiple videos back to back to back, right? So that's way better for effectively nurturing people down. But for getting just eyeballs, Instagram's the way to go. But this is like more of a long-term strategy. A more short-form strategy is to actually have pieces of content within your ecosystem on Instagram that you want to have content formats and ideas that target the top of your funnel. You want to have content formats and ideas that target the middle of your funnel. And then you want to have content formats and ideas that target the bottom of the funnel, right? And how you can do that is actually just with the breakdown of how you do this, right? So the reels you post should mostly be to target new audiences and bring them into your ecosystem, right? Then what you want to do through your highlights is you want to send them to some nurturing platform. It's through your highlights and through your link, because I also have a link to my YouTube, like directly into a video over here, because people are just gonna click it because they're curious, right? This is where you have more. You send them to more of a nurturing platform, right? And then you have stronger CTAs on that nurturing platform. It doesn't just have to be YouTube. It can be an email list. It can be podcasts. Anything where it's just a little bit more longer form and forces people to pay more attention to you, right? And then how you actually have like most salesy CTAs is through your fucking stories, story sequences, right? But that's a whole different story. That's a whole different thing. But essentially,
I post a considerable amount of storage.
Do you have any call to actions in your stories to get people to try to like opt in to your service? There you go. Right? Oh, fuck my back. So that's essentially what you would want to do, right? But that doesn't mean just throw away all educational pieces of content. You would want to find a good cadence where you're doing pretty much like 60-70% educational and then 30% like attraction, right? Now what that means for you is I don't know, but that's essentially the game plan. I started experimenting because I hated the fact that I wasn't posting because I was working with my client. So I started thinking of more like, how can I just like attract more people? So you can see that all of these are fucking just educational, right? And then I started experimenting like with these two last posts. These are just me being just a little bit more relatable, right? Which is going to have a wider audience. And these are so low effort. I literally just grabbed my phone and fucking talked.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking about doing today.
Yeah, but these are more about the top of funnel. So I'm probably going to add that. Not even probably. I'm adding that to my content strategy as well. Because essentially I want to have like 5 formats, right? 3 for educational, 1 storytelling, and then like 1 where I could just yap, right? Just get people to know me a little bit more. But that is essentially everything. Do you have anything specific? Because we didn't even fucking talk about any back end shit. It was just straight front end massacre. Holy shit.
No, you're right, bro. You're
But why do you say you need to change your offer?
Because I'm not because now I'm not just selling fitness anymore, man. I'm selling confidence, influence, and respect, man. So my content is gonna change off that alone. That's it.
I help men gain influence and self-respect with their body alone, or something like that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, so many people sell fitness. It's like anytime I run into like a fitness coach, I'm like, no, you need to be able to fucking. This goes into like market sophistication, which is another topic we didn't even touch, right? But essentially, there are so many fitness coaches. What makes you fucking stand out, right? A lot of people can say, hey, I'll get you fucking ripped. Not a lot of people can say, hey, I'll fucking give you influence with your body alone. You know? So whenever I see like a fitness coach or I see somebody that's in a niche that's a little bit saturated, which I don't really believe in saturated niches. They're just niches with competition that you need to learn how to navigate. I'm like, okay, well, how can we twist this? How can we make you stand out? How can we reposition your offer?
I got a lot of studying to do.
Yeah. Now,
Competitors, I got a lot of studying to do.
here's the thing. Was this a call where it's, Lionel, fuck you, you don't know what you're talking about? Or did I provide enough value to get a testimonial out of you?
Yeah, you provided.
May I get a fire testimonial?
Yeah.
Perfect.
You want me to bring a video and send it?
Now we're gonna do it live.
Okay, that's fine.
So here's the first question. Okay. When you were first like hopping on this call, what were your thoughts? Be honest. Because it's all about honesty here.
I didn't know exactly what to expect. I thought he was just gonna ask me simple questions about my business model and just go based on that. I was completely wrong, and he provided a lot of value.
How much value would you say that you just got out of just one call with me?
A lot. Honestly, it's gonna take me a while to dissect everything and put everything to use. It was that much. Yeah, it was that much. It was a lot of value.
What would you say to anybody out there that sees my content and kind of has like this inkling that I might not know, that I might know what I'm talking about, but they just don't understand like the depth of knowledge that I can go into? What would you say to that person?